Are you excited for Christmas? I think there's one for you under the tree.
Christmas 2020.
A little recap on this year.
You want me to start from this morning and go backwards, or you want to start at the beginning of the year? Well, Australia was on fire, and then COVID happened, and we all went into lockdown. We didn't work for 4 months, got pretty good at puzzles, and we learned to appreciate our essential workers, like our healthcare workers and our grocery store clerks. They're the real MVPs. And then that was pretty much the whole year, honestly. Then I got a job at Press, and we streamed a lot of music in between there too. This is all out of order. It's been a long year. And we haven't traveled all year. Haven't been able to leave. We went to Colorado on an off-roading trip, and that was fun. And I went to the beach for like 24 hours with Brittany. But other than that, we have not been on an airplane in like 10 months. And then a week ago today, found out that I have breast cancer. And then 2 days later, Blaine's car got broken into and $4,000 worth of stuff was stolen, but insurance paid for it. And my mom and dad and Connor have COVID, couldn't come over at Christmas, and Auntie and the kids couldn't come over on Christmas. So, and then we were out of coffee this morning, and I had to go sit in line at Starbucks for 15 minutes for coffee, for really coffee, actually.
Because that's important.
It is important, Blaine. It's important. I did this for you. But
What are you grateful for this year?
you're gonna make me cry on camera right now. I'm very emotionally unstable. I'm grateful for so many things. Sorry. I am grateful for the roof over our head, even if it leaked last Christmas. And I'm grateful for you for more reasons than I could ever stand here and name. And my family, and my otherwise good health, and your good health. And I'm just grateful for tiny moments this year. So we have a lot of them.
We've had a lot of good moments this year.
Yeah, we have. Overall, I think a lot of people have suffered. Their mental health has suffered. Everyone's kind of been in isolation, and it's been weird. But I don't think this year was really that bad. We just learned how to make the most out of smaller moments and think smaller and less complex when it comes to what brings us joy and what makes us just happy to be alive. Really don't need much. How did you teach your dog how to open presents?
That's a good one. Move over here, guys.
I have received an incredible amount of love and words of affirmation today, and I couldn't appreciate it more. They haven't officially staged my cancer yet because I have to go through a few more radiology tests to make sure it hasn't spread anywhere else in my body. and I'm gonna get a port placed. I start chemo in January. They won't operate until I've gone through about 20 to 24 weeks of chemo. So, cancer, with the wrong bitch. We're gonna get this done. It's gonna suck. I'm pretty pissed I'm gonna lose this awesome hair. It's not how I saw my life going, but we're gonna ride the wave anyway.
Find your faith has been lost and shaken. You take back what's been taken. Get on your knees and dig down deep. You can do what you think is impossible. Keep on believing, don't give in. It'll come and make you whole again. It always will, it always does. Love is unstoppable.
Waiting to be called back. It's just sad. There's no one else here. Like, it doesn't make any sense why they wouldn't let us have visitors.
Let me work some magic
Okay.
to get you used to it first.
Okay.
You're already gonna have an identity crisis.
Yes.
So
I've already had a meltdown this morning.
yeah, I figured you probably had maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So let me work some magic with it.
Okay.
Yeah, remember it's just hair.
Yeah.
We're not doing any, so it's okay.
Okay, good.
We're doing just fun stuff.
All right.
2021, here we are.
Here we are.
Okay. Not going too short just yet. Just hair. So sorry, fine, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I was taking your
I
hand.
can't look.
Girl, hold that close real quick. Let's go ahead and cut it right up there. It's just hair.
Too late now.
In a way, you'll look back and you'll find it very liberating. As difficult as it
That's,
is right now.
that's exactly why I'm doing it. I refuse to let cancer do it.
Because at the end of the day, your femininity isn't defined by your hair.
So this whole experience with cancer so far has felt like, it feels like I got on this roller coaster and like waiting for a diagnosis. You're kind of like, how did I even get here? Like, am I even really here? You're kind of in denial. Like, maybe I'm being over dramatic. Like, maybe this isn't really a thing. Maybe I'm making this up in my head. Yeah, maybe I'm just really ahead of myself. And then when you're going through testing and biopsy and everything, it's like that first big hill on a roller coaster where you're just like going up and the clicks are slow. You're in the last car. Like, you're the last one that's gonna make it to the top of this hill. And then you get the diagnosis and you're still not over the hill. You're still like in that last car almost at the top. And you just realize that now it's too late to get back off. And you don't know like what it's gonna look like, and it's gonna be fucking scary, but you can't get off. And you don't know when you're gonna get off. You just kind of have to go with it and just ride it all the way through. But you didn't ask to, like you didn't want to. So it just feels a little reckless and out of control. And my hair is, my crown, it's, you know, I've grown it out for a long time.
Talking about that.
Yeah. And I just,
You panicked when I cut like it off.
yeah.
Yeah, I love having long hair. It's part of my identity and it makes me feel beautiful and sexy, and I love having porn star length hair that covers my nipples. Like, that was always the goal.
Everyone wants it.
How do I get it to here? So I think that knowing that I was going to end up here in the chair or in my backyard with Blaine with a pair of cutters in his hands. No, he is benched for this one. Blaine is benched for this one. He's not buzzing my hair. I knew that this would happen, and I don't want it to be sad when I start finding my hair all over the house and it's coming out in handfuls. So I want to get ahead of it. I always knew that this card was in my deck. Like, there was a really good chance that I would develop breast cancer. It's just kind of like, when was it going to be drawn? Like, when would it be dealt? And I didn't think that it would happen at 29, before kids, before getting engaged and married, and all of these things that you have plans for. Like, you plan your life, you can make God laugh.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. Man plans and God laugh.
Kind of look like a rock and roll troll right
Thank you. I think for 30 for me, in my mind, 2 months ago looked like, you know, I've been with my boyfriend for a year and a half, and, you know, we're gonna get engaged, and we've been talking about getting married at the cabin, and like these just like crazy ideas, and we talk about starting a family, and I'm like, this will be the year that all of those things like just start, like the wheels on that will start to turn. And then and even like for my 30th birthday, I wanted to hike Mount Whitney and like make a trip out of it and like camp out next to the lake. I've never been there, but it's supposed to be a really cool hike, and like you have to get permits. So I'm like, in January I have it on my calendar to like jump online and like reserve a permit for my 30th birthday and like do something adventurous and exciting and empowering for my birthday, because 2020 birthday was like sitting on the couch just like yeah. So I'm like, this is the year, and then this happens and you're kind of like, wait, but what about everything else? And like, am I gonna look, maybe those things will still happen, but will I look back on those things and say, okay, these were the moments, but I had cancer? Or will it be enough to just
Be a moment on its own.
Yeah, because it's all consuming. Like, when you first hear that news, and like there's just so much uncertainty and there's so much to do. Like, there's so many appointments and planning and so much knowledge to absorb and like process and make decisions that I never thought
That you have to.
No, not at 29.
Not that fast, yeah.
And it's like, it's time sensitive. It's not like you can just sit on it and
Right.
pray on it for a couple months or something. Like,
And see what happens.
no, you just have to do it. And so while I've been a chameleon most of my life and like able to adapt in whatever circumstance I find myself in, this is certainly one that I would have never saw going the way that it has, when it has. And like, I don't know, I thought that somehow I might be skipped, like in my family, like maybe I'll get out unscathed and I won't have cancer, and then I'll have a little bit more hope that maybe I didn't get the gene and I won't pass it on to my daughter. And now it's like, okay, but you did, like you got it, and
What does that look like now?
yeah, and you could give it to your daughter, or you could not even have a daughter. And those are just big things that I don't want to dwell on right now, because it does me no good to dwell on those right now, and I really need to be present in this moment. But there's still decisions that have to be made right now that may or may not make those things possible later on. And I'm just ready to start. It's a very slow process to get to like just the starting line. My body does not feel sick. Like, I don't feel weak. it's just like this silent thing that just exists in my body. And now this is like the first step to physically being different because of the season I'm walking into. And that is just an emotional realization to try and wrap my tiny brain around. The worst part is the anticipation. That's one thing I've learned about myself in this whole season so far, is just the build up to the big moments, and then as soon as it's there, it's just like whoosh, like it all just falls away, and it's like it is what it is. Like, just meet it at this moment and just let it be. At least this will be a little fun.
Yeah.
As soon as my head hits his lap, I need head rubs and I'll go right to sleep. Like, as soon as I'm horizontal, I go right to sleep. And now he can't be like, oh, it's tingly.
No excuse.
No, like, scratching my head is the same as me scratching your head. I know you can sit and do that for a long time. Holy shit.
She's in shock. She's like, I just gave her the good.
Okay, stop it.
Come here, you.
You did good. Thank you. You look beautiful.
You did good. I know. But you know what? It's going to look even better when it starts coming in again. I was waiting for that to hit her. I was waiting for it. I was absolutely waiting for it.
Sorry, Jordan.
Bye, girl.
Thank you. See ya.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, right?
Huh? A lot of emotions today. Fuck.
No.
So I've had a lot of people asking how I'm feeling. And I think that Hollywood has a way of romanticizing this whole process, at least more so than I'm experiencing. Today was an emotional day. Like, my hair is part of my identity. I've spent a lot of time and money to get my hair long and healthy, and I mean, my hair is my crown, you know? Like, I feel like I lost part of that today, and kind of feels like I'm wearing somebody else's hair, and it's fun. But when I lose this hair, it won't feel like it's mine. Like, I feel like I lost my hair today, and this is just someone else's that I'll have for a couple of weeks, and then I'll lose it, and it'll grow back. And I just needed to do this for me, like, before the chemo has a chance to take away part of my identity. Like, cancer takes away everything. It changes everything. But I won't let it change me. At least not the parts that I can control. I just won't let it. So that part feels liberating. But it certainly doesn't feel like a victory march the whole time. Today is the 4th of January, and I'm having a port placed in my chest where they will administer my chemo for the next 5 or 6 months. And you can hear that laughing. That's Anthony. He's my nurse. It's contagious. But yeah, just waiting here. My body temperature was 95.5 when I checked in, and I have 2 heated blankets on, 2 pairs of socks, and they let me keep my beanie on. This is probably the last time I'll feel completely normal until after all this is over. So I'm just soaking it up, and we're gonna get through it.
Hello.
Hi.
So he's the one you're talking about.
Yep, he's
You
the
told
one.
me he's blonde.
Thank you
I'm
so
just teasing.
much.
You're welcome.
You've been amazing.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Be
you.
careful.
Alright.
How's my cyborg?
I can't turn this. It hurts. Can you see it?
Oh, it's on that side.
Yeah, they put it on the right side. Today, I had a titanium port placed in my chest, which it goes right, it's obviously right below my clavicle, but it has a cord that comes up into my neck and down into my heart. And that is how they will administer my chemo. It just dilutes the chemo faster without damaging my veins by poking me in my arms, because those veins are much smaller. So
How you feeling? Like, how was the process?
I just feel tired. They gave me 200 of fentanyl and a couple other things. So I just feel really tired. Everything feels really sore. It kind of feels like having a really stiff neck. I think that's just from them digging around right here. I was awake, but not. I was aware of what they were doing, but I didn't really feel anything. I could hear them talking, and I know I was registering what they were talking about in there, but I can't remember what all they were talking about now. But yeah.
I came home and slept for several hours because the anesthesia made me pretty sick. But just ate some dinner. Now I'm gonna ice it and just have a date with Bridgerton. So that's it. Steri strips just came off. Just in time.
What's going on today?
I am on my way to my first round of chemo. I am doing adriamycin and Cytoxan one time bi-weekly for 8 weeks. So 4 doses. So my port is all healed. Well, kinda. As healed as it's going to be. Steri strips came off last night, and I had to put lidocaine on it this morning and cover it with plastic, and that's where they'll plug in, and I'll sit there for like 3 hours.
Do you want to be a service dog? Oh goodness. Did you shock yourself?
Did you hear that? Are you scared?
Not scared. I wish I could be there. I wish I could be in there with you.
Me too.
Spent most of last night about to rip each other's faces off. But I think we came. Just had to.
Your turn.
She's still about to rip my face off.
I am not. He just missed a turn after he took the wrong exit. Just got a lot going on right now.
I mean, we knew communication was going to be an important part of this. I'm admittedly not the best communicator. I know how important it is, but that doesn't mean I'm good at it. But
Pull up on this side of
she spent all weekend at a work retreat doing regular everyday stuff, and I did my part to try to have dinner ready and get the house kind of cleaned up for her to come home last night. And
which dinner was great. Dinner was really good. We had meat and potatoes and some green stuff, but mostly meat and potatoes.
yeah, they don't tell you like all the little things that you'll have to talk about and navigate. I think that's going to be probably the, not to downplay how difficult treatment itself is, but from a relationship standpoint, keeping priorities on the same page is difficult. Just have to understand that I love you and I'm doing the best I can.
I really don't want to start crying yet. It's gonna be okay. I gotta get in there. I'm late.
Got all the goodies.
No, you stay here.
By the end of this, we're gonna find a way to get him in there.
We got a vest. We just have no balls.